Afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. To my knowledge, I heard that this is the last presentation for y'all's conference, and I know that y'all are excited that it is the end of the day because you all have been getting a lot of information from various other presenters. I just want to start our presentation and just kind of ask a couple questions to you all for you all to think about. And one of my questions is, why are you here? What are you going to do in your collegiate journey that's going to help you to be a success? What are going to be the necessary steps that you're going to be able to achieve your dreams, your goals, and aspirations? See, a lot of people, whenever I'm coming into contact with students, I ask these questions because these questions can only be answered by the people who is going through the collegiate journey. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking to you about today, is just talking about how you're going to be able to be a success and how you're going to be able to affect change in your collegiate journey. One of the ways that you can be able to be a success is being able to be paired up with someone who is going to be able to help you achieve your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and all of those things. These people have already went through the rigors of what it means to be a student, who's already knows the ins and outs of what it means to be a student. And we're going to be talking about mentorship here at the University of Houston downtown. Students helping students to succeed, the role of mentorship at UHD. And in case you didn't know, my name is Jason Holliday, and I currently serve as the Associate Director of the Gator Success Center here at the University of Houston downtown. I essentially work with our Gator Peer Mentor program and our first year experience programs here at the university. So before we begin, I like to get our minds thinking on a quote that's going to set us up for what we're going to be talking about today. And this quote comes from somebody that's really famous, that has worked with tons of people before in the past, who has done amazing things, and it comes from the great famous director, Steven Spielberg. You may know him whenever you see his name. You may think of movies such as E.T., Jurassic Park, and one of my favorites, Ready Player One, that just came out a couple years ago. But Steven Spielberg basically says that the delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. That when you're being mentors and that you have a mentee, that you are not so much telling them, hey, you need to do this. Like, hey, if I was you, I would switch your major and do this. Hey, if I was you, I would go and talk to this person. No, when you're mentoring someone, when somebody is in a mentorship type of program, we give them the necessary tools, the skills they need to be successful so that they can create a pathway of success for themselves. So Steven Spielberg said it best when he says that the delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. I like interaction and everything. So if y'all have y'all's phones, or if you have a tablet, if you have any kind of device, I want you to head over to menti.com and enter the code 73865966. And when we're talking about students helping students to succeed, I want to kind of talk about from the frame that you already know that you're going to have some students, and you all are probably some students that are going to do extremely well in your classrooms, right? That you know exactly what you're going to be doing as soon as you step foot on your prospective campuses, that you know how you're going to get A's in your classroom. Nobody has to tell you how to be a student. But on the flip side, we got some students that don't do well, that are struggling. As soon as they go into the classroom, they really don't know how to communicate with their professors. They don't know how to get those good grades. But the question of the day that I want you all to answer, we'll circle back to this, is why do some students do not perform well in the classroom? We have students that do well extremely in the classroom. They're going to make those A's. They're going to hit the ground running on the first day. But why is it that we have some students that do not perform well in the classroom? So I would love to see your thoughts. I would love to see your ideas. There's no wrong or right answer in this, but the question of the day is, why do some students do not perform well in the classroom? So you can head on over to menti.com and enter the code 73865966. Everybody got it? Cool. So this is just going to be a shameless plug to talk about the Gator Success Center. So I do serve as the Associate Director of the Gator Success Center, and we help all of our students here at the University of Houston downtown. Our center, in case you didn't know, provides assistance for all UHD students, both individually and collectively, so that they will persist in college and reach their fullest potential as independent learners. Our center also serves as hubs for activities for our first year and second year experience student programs. So we help all of our incoming freshman students, those who are sophomores here at the university, to get acclimated to the university, and we do this in a whole host of ways. Our theme for this year is Gator Vision. So if you all know anything about the MCU or Marvel Cinematic Universe, WandaVision was one of those shows that kind of came out earlier this year. It was a really kind of crazy show that came out on Disney+, but we're going to put it and flip it for this particular semester. Gator Vision is essentially helping our students to be able to know what pathway that they're going to be able to go down as their student here at the university, so that when you're coming here at the University of Houston downtown, that you have a clear vision to how you're going to be successful in your classes. So that's what we do here at the Gator Success Center. So what exactly does the Gator Success Center offer? We offer our Gator Peer Mentor program. We have academic success coaches, our academic recovery program, learning strategy and study skills workshops that helps all of our students to be successful with such skills such as communication, how to study for your exams, test-taking strategies, and all of those things that students need in order for them to be a huge success in their classes and stuff. And we also have our Beyond Time grant for our FTIC students. So when we're talking about the University of Houston downtown, I have had the pleasure of working here at this institution for about a year and a half, and I have learned that University of Houston downtown is a unique institution unlike any other, right? We service about 15,000 students annually, and they come from various places across the world, right? We have people from different countries, we have people from different states. As you can see from our map, we have students that are from Florida, Louisiana, Arkansas, Michigan, New York. We have people from everywhere and every corner of the United States. But the main focus of our students and the main hub of our students that come to this institution is right here from the great state of Texas, right? In fact, our student population is made up of 47.7% Latino students, 19.7% are African or Black students. We have 15.8% that are Caucasian and white students, and we have 8.9% that are made up of Asian populations. So we have a diverse institution that is unlike any other. A lot of people say that UHD is very unique because you could get here 4 ways: by bus, by train, by car, and also by canoe if you wanted to. Like, I would advise not to come down here on a boat, but if you wanted to, you actually could. But that's what we have here at the University of Houston downtown. We have that Gator spirit. So when we're talking about transfer students, it's a great population of students that make up our institution. Just last year, around this time, in the fall of 2020, we had about 68% of our students that transferred into UHD from another institution, right? From 4-year institutions, from community colleges, we had 68% of our entire population of fall 2020 admits that came here and were transferred to this institution. 80% of our transfer students were retained and graduated from the previous year of fall 19 to the fall of 2020, and 82% of our transfer students at UHD are made up of non-white minority students. So that's a very great thing. In addition to that, we can see that from last year, the majority or the average GPA of our transfer students was around a 2.8. So already out the gate, our transfer students are killing the game by coming here to UHD. So let's kind of talk about how we're going to help our students to succeed. When people think about student success, I think that the best ways for students to get help is being able to ask somebody that already knows the trials and tribulations of what it means to be successful. And the best way that that can kind of take place is through mentorship, right? And here at UHD, we have great peer mentor programs that assist our students. But in case you didn't know what mentoring is, it basically can be defined as a structured and trusting relationship that brings young people together with caring individuals who offer guidance, support, and encouragement that is aimed at developing the competence and the character of the mentee. So people who have already or are new to an experience being able to be linked up with people who already know the things of how to kind of navigate through the university. Specifically, peer mentoring is a form of mentorship that usually takes place between a person who has lived through a specific experience, the peer mentor, and a person who is new to that experience, the peer mentee. I like to think that, as a student, regardless if you're a freshman or if you're a transfer student, that, when you're trying to learn about an institution, it's kind of like a puzzle, right? There's so many different moving pieces that kind of occur. You need to find out who your advisors are, who your staff members are, and all those types of things. But whenever you get to be linked up with your peer mentor, it's kind of like they're that missing piece to that puzzle. So that whenever you have like those different pieces and everything, a beautiful picture can kind of come together. So a mentor and a mentee is that missing piece to that great puzzle. When we're talking about mentoring, there's different types of mentoring. There's traditional, there's group mentoring, there's team mentoring, which takes place between several adults working with small groups of young people. There's peer mentoring, which is peers that are close in age mentoring other peers. And we have e-mentoring, which takes place using email and internet applications such as Zoom, Skype, and Teams. Peer mentors are close in age to their mentees. For instance, college upperclassmen mentoring transfer students or freshman students to an institution. But the biggest thing that I want us to kind of like focus on is that when we're talking about mentoring, although peer mentoring takes place in a school setting, the focus of peer mentoring is on building a relationship with students and not solely on their academics. Yes, we want everybody to have a 4.0 in their classes. We want everybody to do stellar jobs in everything that they do in their academics. But if you as a mentor who has a mentee or helping somebody that is new to an experience, and if you don't build that relationship, all of that is for naught, right? All of that kind of goes to waste. It's about focusing on building a relationship and helping those mentees to get the good grades that they need in their classes. So when we're talking about the role of a peer mentor and what a peer mentor is, I kind of essentially just want to talk about what exactly a mentor can be for students. Regardless if you're a freshman or if you're a transfer student, a peer mentor is essentially a person that is a friend. They can be a coach, a companion, they are a supporter, they are a role model, a resource for new ideas, and definitely a person to talk to, right? So that whenever you're coming into contact with somebody that is new to an experience, you want to establish that relationship to kind of be like that friend to them. Like, hey, my name is Jason, I'm your peer mentor. I've been here at the University of Houston downtown for 3 years, and I'm here to assist you in anything that you need, right? But a lot of people, they like to think that peer mentors are various things, and there's some things on the flip side that a peer mentor is not, right? A peer mentor is not a social worker. They're definitely not a parent. They're not a superhero like Black Panther or Captain America or Iron Man that can just come in and save the day at a moment's notice. They're not a parole officer, a source of money, a therapist, and a solution to all personal problems. If somebody that is mentoring someone can do all of those responsibilities and try to be there for someone at a moment's notice like that, they're going to be completely exhausted, and they're going to blur the lines to what their relationship is. But no, mentor is essentially a friend, a coach, a companion. They're a supporter, a role model, a resource for new ideas, and most definitely a person to talk to. In this world of mentorships and helping our students to succeed, there are some things that a mentor must do, and that the role of the mentor so that it cannot be like the lines be blurred in any kind of way. A mentor's role needs to do the following things. They need to model behavior. They need to focus on the positive, create learning experiences. They need to encourage their mentees, especially because we're in this COVID-19 pandemic. There's a lot of uncertainty about like who to look to, where do I get help. But if a mentor can help these students in these various areas, they will be able to help them to succeed. By one of the biggest things when we say focus on the positive, it says approach challenges from a place of optimism and possibility. That no matter what we're going through right now, we may switch back to a hybrid online, or if we're face-to-face or whatever, don't be worried about that, because we have the resources in order for you to be successful. We want to create those learning experiences and keep an eye out for teachable moments, to be able to take advantage of our local resources, to be able to cultivate our mentees' existing interests. So if you're somebody that's trying to be mentored, you want to establish to your mentor, like, hey, I'm interested in joining this org. I'm interested in being a part of this organization. I'm interested in getting this internship. Those are those types of opportunities that helps us to create those learning experiences. And the last thing is to encourage our students, right? We want to help our mentees to build their self-esteem and their self-confidence so that when they're going into the classroom and they're walking here at the university, that they know exactly, that they have the confidence that they need in order to be able to do the day-to-day things they need to be successful. This is a question that I asked earlier in the presentation, and one of the things that I ask is that we have some students that do extremely well in the classroom, but on the flip side, we have some students that do not do well in the classroom, right? So why is it that some students do well why do some students do well in the classroom while others do not? Are the factors to that, do students have time to study? Are they attending class regularly? Do they have parental involvement? Is there a personal investment? Are they self-confident? Do they have prior knowledge, balanced social life? Are they talented, ask questions? Why is it that some students do well in the classroom while others do not? But some of the things that you all said, while some students don't perform in the classroom, is because some students procrastinate. They don't know how to ask for help when they're struggling because they're either on their phones or they're not actively engaging with their professor. That's kind of true. Time management, they do not understand the materials. They don't build a good relationship with their professors. They don't think that they can reach out for help and thinking that they can do it all by themselves. These are all great answers as to why some students don't do well in the classroom, while others do not, right? And the crazy thing is that when I've been talking to students, the crazy thing why some students don't do well in the classroom is that they already have this idea of what college is going to be like, what it looks like, and what the experience is going to be before they even get to the actual campus, right? There was an article that was written a couple years ago that addressed the 8 fears of college and the top 8 fears and concerns of college, right? That before they even get to the campus, regardless if you're a freshman or a transfer student, these things kind of go through their minds. Number 8, is it safe here? That when I go from the classroom to the parking garage, am I gonna have a safe experience? Number 7, where's the money? I mean, I wanna take out another loan, but like, am I gonna be able to pay for my classes this semester? Number 6, the peer pressure, right? Am I gonna be peer pressured into doing something that I don't want to do? Number 5, will my roommate be weird? I think we've all had that type of situation, right? Number 4, will I be okay without my folks, my dog, and my car? And number 3, where's my new best friend? Everybody says that college is the best years of your life, but I'm trying to look for my new best friend. I'm not worried about classes or anything like that. Where's my new best friend at? But number 2 and number 1 kind of stick out in my mind because these are the reoccurring themes that we have gotten from different students, right? Will I be accepted, and am I smart enough? Will I be accepted? And I'm not talking about being accepted into the university. I'm thinking more like, I practice a different religion than everybody else. My sexuality is different from everyone. I rock a different hairstyle. I like different things. Will I be accepted in this diverse student population? And number 1, am I smart enough, right? If I'm smart enough, I just transferred here a couple days ago. My friends have been here. They got their acceptance letter about 4 months ago. Am I going to be able to keep up with the rigor of what it means to be a college student? And the thing about mentoring is that when you're paired up with a mentor, all of these fears and these concerns get knocked away. And it's okay for you all to have these types of concerns, all these types of fears and stuff, but your mentor is going to guide you through this to work through those types of things. So will you be accepted? Most definitely. Are you smart enough? Most definitely, because once you step foot here on this campus, you are forevermore a University of Houston downtown Gator. So there are some benefits to mentoring whenever you establish those types of relationships with your students. And when students establish a relationship with their mentor, it's kind of like a win-win situation, kind of like not a double-edged sword, but it's kind of like a win-win situation, right? For mentors, the benefits of mentoring someone, you have improved reasoning skills, you have better ability to relate to people, improve communication skills, you have a greater feeling of connection to the university, which also helps to increase self-esteem and increase empathy. You have improved conflict resolution skills, greater patience, and improved organizational skills. You have increased cultural capital, which helps mentors to understand their own challenges and experiences. And on the flip side, for our mentees, the benefits that they have is that they have increased academic achievement, greater self-efficacy, improved social skills, greater feeling of connection to the university, and they kind of have decreased behavioral problems, and they have increased class attendance and a greater rate of continuing their education at the university. In order for us to build a relationship with mentor-mentee relationships, it's something that's called the BEST model. It's kind of like a 4-stage process, a 4-step process that kind of helps students to be successful. And one of the things that you have to do in this entire thing is basically establish the relationship with the mentee. It's in 4 phases: building, enhancing, sustaining, and transitioning. And the first stage of building a relationship is to get to know your mentee, establish who you are as a mentor, and being able to say, hey, I'm Jason, I'm your peer mentor, I'm here to help you through your collegiate journey. The second phase is enhancing, and this basically goes into a little bit more depth conversation to explore their interests, to kind of explore their goals and offer yourself as a resource to your mentees. And the other phase is sustaining, where the conversation is a little bit more deeper. You're exploring their goals and the things in their interests that they want to be a part of and help them to work towards their goals. This is where you actually put that foot to pavement and help them. And then the last thing is transitioning, which is basically celebrating all of the things that you've done in your time together as a mentor-mentee relationship. As a mentor, and in what I've kind of learned in my experience, that the best way for you to kind of get out there and for you to have a better knowledge of being able to help students to succeed is being able to find support. There are going to be some times in which some mentors do not know any and everything, and they don't know all the questions, they don't know the answers to all questions, but they can reach out and kind of troubleshoot those things by asking different people in their lives, right? So here at the university, people can ask instructors for help. They can ask various program staff that are here at the university. They can ask other mentors that are part of the program and also personal mentors in their life. Okay, this is just a shameless plug for the Gator Success Center. If you haven't already, can you please follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter and Instagram at UHD.GSC, where you can get the latest updates from the Gator Success Center, which also entails our Gator Success workshops, information about the Gator Success Center, and things from our YouTube page and our website. So if you haven't done that already, please go ahead and follow us on UHD.GSC. All right. One of the things that I want to kind of leave you all with, and then we'll be able to open up the floor for question and answers, because this is the end of the day, is that mentorship is a beautiful thing, right? Although there are goals for students to succeed and we want them to do well in the classes, you know, the mentor is teaching the mentee something. But also on the flip side, the mentee is teaching something to the mentor, that they're expanding their minds to something that is completely different. And if you have the opportunity to ever be a mentor to somebody and you have a mentee that is new to an experience, that they don't know which way to go, and you've had the ability to help them, it is the responsibility of the mentee to kind of pay it forward and push that information on to help somebody else, right? It says that when you pay it forward, you're usually changing someone else's circumstance for the better. Sometimes you're saving you're saving another person's life without even realizing it. Ultimately, the person paying it forward grows as the person receiving the act of kindness. Paying it forward alters our cultural identity and who we are as a people as a whole. So if you have an opportunity to help somebody, pay it forward. Nelson Mandela said it best, that it's not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. That when you're coming to an institution, you have to set the bar really high so that you can know exactly what you want to achieve and all of the things that you want to do in your collegiate experience. Everyone, my name is Jason Holliday. I serve as the Associate Director of the Gator Success Center here at the University of Houston downtown. Let's help our students to succeed. Thank you for your time.